All right, everybody. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to our game today. One of many that are being a part of BrigadeCon 2015. Today, we're going to be playing a Western using the 5th edition rules for Dungeons and Dragons. I've been asked up front to go ahead and remind everybody that you can purchase an official BrigadeCon t-shirt through a company called Teespring. I'm told that the link will be found in the bottom of the description box below me. Part of the donations go towards the charity that this is all for. But I do want to take a brief moment to go ahead and talk about the best reason, the charity itself that we're here today, and that's Child's Play. Child's Play is a charity that was started by the guys over at Penny Arcade, if you're not familiar with it. And their focus is to give games and books and things like that to children who are in hospitals and abuse shelters. A lot of the children are even terminally ill. So my son, for those of you that don't know, was actually born 4 months premature, and he spent the first 5 months of his life in the hospital. So far, knock on wood, he's only had to have one lengthy hospital stay after that. And I didn't know about Child's Play back then, but I can tell you that it would have made a big difference had we used it. He was bored the majority of the time that he was there. Luckily, we had games from home that we could bring up and keep him entertained, but still. Now I can tell you how important that a service like Child's Play can provide to people. So I don't think that BrigadeCon could have chosen a better, more apt charity for this event. And furthermore, 100% of the donations from this convention go to the charity. They keep none of it. Now I can't say the same for the t-shirts. I'm sure they have costs that they have to cover, but the actual donations, which you can donate directly from the button at the website brigadecon.org, you can donate straight to Child's Play, and 100% of it will make its way to the charity. So if you would like to, and you can afford to do so, then please go ahead and mash that button. It's a fantastic cause. So now that we have the business end of things kind of laid out, let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of an intro here. Caldera is set in a world where two ancient kingdoms who wielded magic, innate magic, freely, was cataclysmically torn asunder some 200 years ago. Since then, the surviving denizens of that kingdom, known as the Durathians, have become tribal and desperate from one another. Living so close with nature and such raw magic, many of them have taken on fey-like traits, misconstrued as demonic by those in the rival kingdom to the east. Those of the integrated realms, several kingdoms now unified into a single nation with others of its kind, believe that what happened to the Durath was both inevitable and deserved. Such unbridled and unrestrained use of magic is seen to have been unwise and even sinful, an affront to the natural order of things. It is widely held belief that the reckoning occurred because the first level of hell opened up and swallowed the entire kingdom, leaving behind the Caldera. The Caldera is a massive crater, roughly 450,000 square miles. That's around 1,165,500 kilometers for the metric folks out there. Filled with ruins of an ancient civilization, filled with the magic of the ages before its demise. The people of the integrated realms have now expanded into this desolate territory, mining for the multitude of magic items, scrolls, potions, tomes of forgotten spells, relics, and other valuables that have now been buried for these past centuries. All of these things are decreed by law to be sent back east, to the city of Edgestone, for the study of the wizarding academies there, places where the only sanctioned magic is practiced. Though the Duke still sits on the throne of Edgestone, his monarchy is little more than a formality, and he is content to throw lavish party one after another. The real power lies in the Council of Six, a group of the most powerful wizards that the integrated realms has ever produced. And what's more, they are now each of them an owner of a line of railroads stretching westward to better facilitate the reclamation of magic. These men are known as the Mage Barons. Okay, so that's the juicy little setup for the setting. Let's go ahead and introduce you guys one at a time and your characters. We'll go ahead and start with you, Alex Sander, or Alex?
Alex is fine.
Alex,
So-
go ahead.
My character's name is Xander Vandergroot. The entire game, he will pretend not to be present and be working through agents. However, he's too poor to actually afford agents, so he just goes in disguise and pretends to be off on vacation or whatever. There's 3 million people he pretends to be. Thomas Wilson, who is a young, eager man. His relationship with Xander is sort of a mentor apprentice type thing. Then there's also Carl Weathertop, who is a doddering old foolish man who basically gets away with whatever because he just pretends that he's lost. And then he also pretends to be the bounty hunter named Skull, and the Skull is a known practitioner of magic who is okay with everyone hating him. That's it, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, go ahead, Corvus. Or what we got here? Chris.
So Viren Volts is a human ranger who came out of the annexation in this land, the minor city that was sort of crushed between the clash of two human cities. And he's now displaced nobility, he's lost his house, he's lost a lot of his money, and the only thing that he's kept is this noble and ancient tradition of raising exotic animals. And so he has a giant flying bat as a mount. And he's actually in search of riches or some great, fascinating magical devices or something of that sort that he can use and take back to his city and reclaim it and remake it and bring it back to its glorious days of being a great city. Complete.
Hey, Jeremy, just real quick, can anyone hear me?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I am so sorry. I was trying to get on my iPad. It didn't work. I don't want to hold up the game any more than that. So we'll let this suffice with my audio for now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, next up is Eli with your character. You're muted, brother.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, it was muted. Yeah. Okay. So Eagle Witness is Durathian. He's a kind of a wandering warrior type. He's a bard according to the rules. He wanders around the Caldera, the last member of his destroyed tribe. He was raised by a different tribe, and it's his life mission to do his dead tribe the honor that it deserves. And so he fights with a shield that doubles as a drum, and he beats out a kind of rhythmic combat with his hatchet or whatever he happens to be using. And he knows the people of the land a little better than the actual lay of the land, so that's where he's going to be mostly useful. And that's that.
Perfect. Craig, if you want to go ahead and take it away with your vile creature.
Man, it starts out like that? Didn't know he was that bad. All right, so I'm going to be playing Cadwin Ironcask. He is a little bit of a different spin on a dwarf. He's jovial, for one thing. You can usually smell him before you see him, but it's not funk. It's beer. He is very, very fond of the spirits, and I guess that is fairly typical of dwarves. One of the things that you will notice is that he does not cast his spells in exactly the normal way. He is a sorcerer by rule. So you are all in the splash zone. I apologize. And but basically, he is a very curious sort. He's a researcher and historian by trade. He's an alchemist, scientist. You know, just all kinds of esoteric knowledge flows through that addled brain. But he has never found a door he didn't want to open, a chest he didn't want to crack, or trouble he didn't want to find. So good luck with that. Have fun.
All right, and Mike, you're up.
I'm playing a character named Dree, Mad Dog Terran. By trade, he is a smuggler. Instead of taking a lot of magic items out east, he likes to find new homes for them. He has a contact in a nearby city who is an undertaker named Service Custer, so he's going to be taking advantage of him at some point. and he may be a little guy, standing at about 2 foot, 2'10". He's a halfling, and he just likes to hide things either on himself or about town. He has gotten his nickname through the various different weapons that he carries, most of which he likes to talk to from time to time, and has a particular name for each of them that is associated with some kind of dog or animal. And that is Mad Dog.
Fantastic. All right, and Carrie, labeled as Sarah, but Carrie, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all right.
My character is Clinton Whittick. Clinton Whittick is one of the sheriffs of Briscoe County. He was raised as the son of his father, who was a human miner in Caldera. His mother was a criminal who escaped New Lorien after working as a maid for a wealthy family and stealing many valuable jewels. His mother, hang on here. His mother, when he was 5, was finally captured by bounty hunters of Caldera and ripped from him and his father. She, after serving 25 years in prison, was released but never returned to Clinton and her husband. Clinton's father, Sherman, after working 10 years in the mines, gained a good reputation in Wayward Gallows, was offered the job as the marshal of the town with his young 15-year-old half-elven boy as his deputy. He took it seeing as it was a safe job at the time, and 2 to 3 years later, after Double A built the railway from Horizon to Harpy Hollow, the town of Wayward Gallows began attracting worse outlaws from the inlands. One night, Clinton and his father were making the rounds when Sherman was gunned down by 4 bandits who were drunk, bored, and prideful. They saw a lawman, and the only good lawman is a dead one. Clinton killed two bandits in the gunfight, but the other 2 got away. He still wears his father's old badge to this day, as well as his old duster and cowhide boots. Clinton has grown hard over the decades. He chews tobacco, smokes a pipe, and drinks harder than he ought. He is a functioning alcoholic that refuses to see the good in people, but when push comes to shove, he fights for justice and peace whenever he can. He is stubborn just like his pa. Unlike most sheriffs in Briscoe, he is lenient on the intricacies of the law, seeing that he knows most of the quote-unquote propaganda against spellcasters is only put in place for taxes and oppression. He tends to look past those minute areas and seeks to keep the peace and justice when a legitimate wrong has occurred. Clinton has been summoned as a personal friend, of Hiram Little, who knew his father well, to locate one of his daughters who has disappeared.
Perfect. Thank you. And right before we get into that bit, I'm just going to take this time to go ahead and remind you guys, if you want, you can use the chat bar, the chat app, and we'll be able to chit-chat with people who are watching or say things out of character or whatnot on the right-hand side there. I also want to go ahead and take this opportunity to warn everybody who might be watching this video that there is going to be possible bad language. We're adults, and we're playing an adult game, so it's going to happen. And some of the subject matter might be a little more mature. And I also want to talk about a graphic novel that I ended up taking a lot of inspiration from as I was developing this idea, and that's called The Sixth Gun. It's by Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt, and it's published by Oni Press. Obviously, this game is not affiliated with any of those entities, but I am just a big fan, and it, like I said, it helped me a lot as I was developing the ideas for this game. But that being said, let's get to the good stuff, shall we? All right. I'm going to go ahead and go do a recap. I know most of you have already read this, but just so people out there in TV land can hear. You've been on the trail of a string of disappearances in both Briscoe and Fork Hills County. It seems that now 8 young ladies and 2 young men have gone and vanished over the course of the past 6 months. The father of one of the missing girls, a man named Hiram Little, has paid each of you $100 gold to bring his daughter Clara back home. If you bring her back in one piece, there's an extra $100 apiece waiting for you. But along the breadth of your investigation, you haven't found a single sign of foul play. Not one body in connection with all of this. You have, however, discovered that most of the clues and signs that you have found thus far all point towards one man, Wayne Striga. Mr. Striga is a traveling photographer and has been named as the last known whereabouts for 5 of the young ladies and 1 of the young men. Trouble is that nobody seems to know where he is. However, you did catch wind that he was possibly headed south when he left Wayward Gallows. So you all boarded the southbound AA, a 5-hour train ride that would cross the county line on into Mournful Valley. So, our stage is set, gentlemen. What would you like to be doing while you're on the train?
Sleeping.
Sipping on my whiskey flask.
Drinking as well.
Eli, you're muted.
I'm probably on the space between cars, watching the terrain go by.
Yeah. In actuality, because you are Durathian, you were probably forced to ride in the luggage car.
So I'm just outside the luggage car, because screw those guys.
There you go.
And Xander will be plotting.
Of course. Okay. So yeah, you guys are riding along, and you've been on the train for a while now, and it's been pretty nondescript so far. You know, you're passing through hills, grasslands, things most of you have grown accustomed to, and you've been on the train now for probably about, we'll say 3 hours. And you hear the train whistle blow. It makes a real long, low whoo, whoo noise. And the conductor, well, I'm sorry, not the conductor, one of the railmen starts working his way back through the train, telling you that the county line is coming up. You'll be crossing over the line into Four Hills County. About another hour, well, about another half hour passes. And suddenly, you hear quite a bit of commotion coming from further back on the train. You hear a couple of people shouting, not in the way of like shock or surprise or pain, more like giving orders almost. And for anybody who might, stick their head out the window, look back, you can see that there are some horses saddled, kicking up dust, but you don't see any riders on them, and they are slowly making their way kind of away from the train tracks.
I'll stand up and have my weapons ready and begin to check to see as everyone else on the train seem to be. How are they acting?
Several people either don't seem to have noticed because they're sleeping or they're reading the newspaper. It wasn't an incredibly obvious noise, but there are a couple of people towards the back of the car that you're in that are definitely kind of looking over their shoulders as if trying to discern what might be going on back there.
I'll make my way back there.
From my position between cars, can I make some sort of like a notice check or something to try and determine if they're an idea of their intent?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll me an insight.
Insight, all right.
21 on an insight roll for Virion.
Excellent.
Cadwin actually gets very excited. He's never witnessed a train robbery before. So he actually drains his cup and starts heading that way, just happy as can be.
Excellent. Okay. Did anybody else want to roll an insight while we're at it?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll roll.
I got 15.
15.
I got a 11.
11. Okay. The 15 and the 21. Both of those are good enough to notice that it definitely doesn't sound like it's military giving orders. The voice definitely has a rural drawl to it, and is shouting profanity, sprinkled in with its demands. What of it you can hear, and then all of you hear a noise that is unmistakable, and that is the shot of a revolver, one single shot, and then there are other kinds of screams, women, shouts of surprise by men, and yeah, that's what's going on so far.
Is there a place where I can be out of the line of sight of everyone else? Like a
you could get on top of the train, I guess.
Oh, I mean, but there's not like a little private room I can go into?
Yeah, there's a bathroom. We'll say it's between the car that you're in and the one that's directly behind you. But it sounds like the noise is probably further away than that.
Jeremy, did we hear the gunshot?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. As people begin to stand up, I'll begin to I'll draw my gun axes, and I'll begin to tell them make their way towards the front of the train, and I'll start wading my way through the people that are getting up, and try to make my way back there as fast as possible.
Okay.
We will also go into the bathroom and decide that it's no job for Thomas, and that Skull needs to come out.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Skull wears a hood.
Eagle Witness is going to get all of his stuff together because he knows that in moments of train robbery that Durathians are usually the ones to get the shortest stick. So he's going to grab his stuff and he's going to move up to the rooftop where he thinks nobody's going to notice him.
All right. Yeah, you can make me a acrobatics or athletics, either one.
Sure. I have athletics, so I'm going to roll that. I got 14.
No problem. No problem at all. Wow.
And at the sound of the gunshot and everybody stirring, Mad Dog's going to roll onto the ground and then scuttle underneath the chairs in the train car, headed towards the back of the train, just to try to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Most of the other people that are in the car with you are kind of going apeshit at this point. They're not really they're not really used to dealing with this kind of stuff the way that the rest of you might be. So you all start making your way back towards the noise. Some of you through the train cars, some of you on the top of the train car. Because you were further back, Eagle, you're going to be able to get there first. Are you trying to be quiet?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to be quiet, and I definitely want to see if I can snoop on what they're doing.
Okay, so give me a stealth up first.
Okay. Is 4?
4 on the stealth.
Yeah.
Very stealthy.
Sneaky. You underestimate the sneakiness.
Those knuckle bones banging together.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, at the part where you have to jump from one car to the other, you land a little bit close to the edge, and your moccasin starts to kind of slip out from under you, and you actually have to put a knee down. And when you do, it makes a pretty audible thunk. And almost immediately, you hear the type of conversation, the tone inside the car underneath you change.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to stay put, but I'm going to look very serious.
Okay.
That was deliberate. That was deliberate.
Luckily, nobody saw it. Anybody else? You just continue to head back?
Just go back there, yeah. Shotgun in hand.
Yeah, Virion has been counting out his shotgun shells in a car near the back, and as soon as he hears the shot, he just sort of stuffs them back in his ammo pouches and immediately goes to the back.
Goes to the what?
Mount is likely to be, and he's just Minerva and make sure that she's okay.
All right. Okay. So you guys are, we'll say there's one car that was between the car where you guys were stationed and where this sound seems to be coming from. So you guys are currently filtering into the car behind it, and with your weapons drawn, the people there are kind of hitting the floor, looking at you like, like sheep look at wolves. They're hiding in between their seats. The men are, bravely trying to put themselves between you and the women and the children. You're heading on your way back towards the noise. Eagle.
Yeah.
You see at the back of the train car you're in currently, that you're on top of, the ladder that leads up there on the other side from where you are currently. You see a set of hands trying to ascend.
Okay. Shoot. Is there a place where I could hop down, like swing down onto the car itself, almost like a space between the trains where I wouldn't be seen by the people inside, but I could also avoid detection from the dude coming up?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, I would like to try and get down to there then. I guess stealthily if I can.
Okay.
All right, so let me do a stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and do a stealth.
That's 15.
Okay. So you drop down in between the two cars, and really the only way to see between cars is the window that's in between the doors that access the platform that you're now currently on.
Okay.
So you drop down in between there and kind of, press yourself up against the wall or something, and you hear the person, whoever it is, up on top of the train, not stealthily, just steadily across the top of the roof. And then after about 5 or 6 steps, it stops. And then you hear steps starting to recede away from you.
Okay. Cool.
At this time, the rest of you have made your way through the other train car and are at the door. And if you take a peek out the window, you can actually see your Durathian friend, Eagle Witness, standing on the other car, looking pretty much straight at you.
Yeah, I'm wearing a breastplate that's made out of the finger bones of Dwarven War Party, and I'm holding a drum shield made out of the hide of a displacer beast from the mountains.
Well, assuming that he's a bad guy, I point my gun at him, obviously.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, no. You guys all know each other.
Oh, we know each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's an asshole, I point my gun at him.
And for the record, I have no weapons, only a full glass of some frothy beverage.
Perfect.
Weapon enough. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are kind of starting to stack up in between these two rail cars. Let's say there's space for enough of you to stand 2 on either side of the door. So 4 of you can stand on the car where the noise is coming from, if you'd like to. And that would leave, 2 more of you back in the car that you're coming from.
Where's the nearest window to me?
The one directly in the door in front of you.
Okay. Is there any windows to my right or left?
If you go back into the car from the door that you just left, yes.
Okay. I'm going to make my way back into the car. I'm going to take the axe part of my pistol. I'm going to smash out a window. And then I'm going to climb onto the windowsill and sort of peer out and see if I can see anything in the cart we're heading to.
Okay.
Holding on to my my hat, that I don't lose it, Indiana Jones style,
Right. Okay. It's kind of hard to see much in that car, but you definitely can tell that there are figures standing, and they definitely look like they have weapons drawn. And the people in that car are cowering, much like the ones in the car where you are currently, who do so even more once you smash the window with your bladed guns.
I would like to see if there's a lip on the top of the train that I can maybe, go from the window and grab onto the top and maybe try to pull myself up onto the top of the train. How fast is the train going?
It's going probably about 50 miles an hour.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a way I can grab onto the lip of the top of the train, I'll try to grab it and pull myself up.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an athletics or an acrobatics, whichever is better for you. And then while we're at it, everybody go ahead and roll initiatives for me.
Question, is the engine of the car on our side or the bad guy's side of the train?
On your side. You are headed towards the caboose.
Oh, good. We'll just pull the thing off and fuck those guys. We'll be fine.
Jeremy, my acrobatics is an 8.
An 8 on your acrobatics. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, Eagle, what did you get on your initiative?
6.
6. Okay, Cadwin, what did you get? Skipping Cadwin, what did you get, Clinton? Skipping Clinton, what did you get, Virian?
Oh, my bad, 15, I'm sorry. So I noticed Chris dropped out.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crap. Okay.
He fell off the train. It's fine.
No.
Alex is a Skander, that's a 17. Dree got a 9. Captain got 11. Okay, Virian is the one that we're currently missing. Hopefully he's able to get back in here. Oh, there
He's
he
back
is.
in.
Yeah, he's back.
He might be having a trouble with his connection.
Oh,
If you can hear me, you can also lower your bandwidth usage at the top.
Yeah.
Sometimes that'll help. Okay, so and we will need a initiative roll for Varian if you can get to it. And then we're going to have probably Iskander up first, unless Varian beats him with his roll.
And Jeremy, did you have mine as an 8 or a 15? Because my acrobatics is an 8. My initiative was a 15.
I had a 15 for your initiative.
Okay, perfect.
And if you are talking, Chris, you're muted, by the way.
Indeed, Virian rolled a 15.
15 I got. Okay. Well, Iskander, it is you, in fact, up first, sir.
So Virian is up first?
No, Iskander.
Okay.
Iskander. Skeletor, you're up.
I don't think he knows he's muted.
Oh, yeah, you're muted, brother. I can't see his mouth moving because of the mask.
Yeah.
His name is Ixander, but right now
Ixander, there you go.
And not actually being brave, he just readies to shoot anybody who gets too close, and he lets other people.
That works. Okay. Up first is Clinton. Go ahead.
Just whenever. Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry, I was talking to my wife. I'm going to. Did I manage to climb on top of the train?
Oh yeah. You had an 8.
Yes.
Well, you're climbing out of the window currently, and you're having quite a bit of difficulty both holding on to your hat and making sure that your ass doesn't end up in the dirt.
Okay. Do you want me to roll another one to see if I can pull myself up?
If you are going to attempt to continue to climb out, yes, you're going to need to roll another one. and get better than an 8.
Cool. All right. I got a 19.
Perfect. That'll do it. You are now up on
Awesome.
top of the train.
Is anyone else on top of the train?
No.
No.
You are
Okay,
as
good. I'm going to run, and I guess I'll try to do it in a stealthy way. I don't know how I'd be able to, but I'm going to run. And what's the gap between the two trains?
It's not far.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run and hop onto the next cart. Is there an entrance from the top of the train, from the roof of the train? Is there a hatch or anything like that?
Not in these cars, no.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my rope and my grappling hook, and I'm going to take my grappling hook and I'm going to work my way over to the side of one of the trains, or probably to the left. See where a window is. Is there any windows?
Yeah. The stuff with your rope will probably have to wait until your next turn.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, you get it all out and uncoiled and everything like that. You're all set to go next time.
Okay.
Virion.
Okay, Virion, as I stated earlier, is going towards the back of the cargo car, and he's looking for Minerva. So what's his progress there?
Okay, yeah, the cargo car is actually the one that was the one that you guys came through already. So yeah, if you paused to go ahead and look for your weapon there, then go ahead.
No. You're looking for Minerva, his mount.
Your bat, that's right. She is probably with the horses and things, which will actually be on the other side of the car where all this noise is coming from currently. Did you catch that, Chris? Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to skip over him for just this moment, and just in case he's having connection problems again. And Dree. No, I'm sorry, no, Cadwin. You're muted.
Cadwin's just going to continue. Now, there are no opponents in sight, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just politely pushing his way past anybody that's in the aisle. Excuse me, pardon me. Let me pass, please. And he just keeps winding his way back towards the other car.
You are actually between the two cars currently.
I wanted to go into the next car.
Okay. So yeah, you walk up, bold as brass, and throw open the door. And inside there are a number of men standing with their weapons drawn, kind of holding the passengers in this car at bay, and they are looks like they're robbing everybody. You know, they've got a sack that they're putting things in. You can go ahead and roll me a call it a straight intelligence.
12.
12. Okay. You actually recognize at least a few of these people. You recognize the one that seems to kind of be leading this ruffian group. They are all members of a notorious group of people called Murphy's Maniacs. And the one that seems to be doing most of the talking is, in fact, Ellis Murphy. He's the younger brother of Edgar Murphy, who is the band's leader. The other 5, for a total of half a dozen individuals in this car, the other 5 are made up of a Durathian half-elf, who you also recognize by the name of Yellow Bear. There is a half-orc named Undua Taggart. There are 2 good-for-nothing humans called Isaac Cobb and Sherman Higgins. And the last one is a gnoll that you do not recognize.
When you said do I know them or I know of them?
You know of them.
Okay, so none of them would I be able to have associated with?
No.
In any kind of drunken hellhole?
No.
Fair enough.
They don't typically hang out in most of the quote unquote civilized parts of Caldera.
Well, neither does Cadwin. Don't mind me, lads. Just here to watch.
All right.
And I take a long pull of my drink.
All right.
Okay, there. We had some trouble. I've turned off the video. Also, by the way, if anybody has an audio and they're not speaking, if you turn off your speaker, then actually it will prevent a lot of the reverb that has been happening.
Right.
So Virion is going to be. I didn't hear if he actually got his. If he got Minerva or not.
No, Minerva is in the cattle car, so with everybody else's horses.
Right.
And that car is actually further back along the train than this current car that you're.
He's going to go find Minerva then, and that's going to be all of his actions.
Okay, so he's going to try to push his way through the car where these men are at.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the men are actually there in the car right now.
They are between the car where you want to go with your bat and the one that you guys are currently in.
Okay. And how many men are there?
6.
Okay, and brief synopsis of what everybody else has done.
Yeah. The sheriff is currently on top of the car where you guys have just left.
Right, I heard that.
Everybody else is kind of between the two cars on that little open space of air that's got the two platforms that face one another. The door to the car where these men are is now open, and your dwarven counterpart, Cadwin, is standing in that open door conversing with these armed men. Oh, he just dropped again.
Like he just dropped again, yeah.
Oy vey. Okay. Dree.
Whenever the door opens, when the dwarf goes through, do I recognize these people as well? Like they're from their wanted poster or what have you?
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check as well.
Rolled a 13, so that's going to be a 12.
Perfect. You get the same information that Cadwin just got.
Do I recognize one of them as being the leader?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, Ellis Murphy. Well, he's not the leader of the gang, but he is probably the leader of this group, yes.
I'm going to quickly look around where in the car back behind us and see if there's a woman's purse lying around.
Not lying around, per se, but one that you could probably procure.
Okay. I will go back to said woman, walk straight up to her and grab it and say, I'm going to need to borrow this, and I'm going to dump the contents out. And then I guess I'll finish my action on the next turn.
Okay. Roll me a, let's see, a persuasion, real quick.
Persuasion is one of my double proficiencies.
Okay, yeah.
So that's going to be a 25.
Fantastic. Yeah, you speak these words to this woman who looks terrified, but when you speak to her, you actually see the calm kind of wash over her, and she readily gives you the purse and says, "You can keep it."
Wonderful.
All right. So, Chris, are you back with us? You are muted if you're speaking, brother.
Yes, indeed I am.
Okay. Good.
So, yeah, he's going to hang out. He looks fairly...
Oh, my
Not on the cards for Chris.
That sucks.
That sucks.
Okay. Moving right along then. Eagle Witness, you're up. Witness!
All right, so witness me. I think he has been probably like back to the wall, trying to like stay pressed up against there to avoid detection.
I don't even
Right when the
know
door
how
opens,
to on the internet.
I'm not sure what he would think. He doesn't want to He doesn't want to reveal himself to anyone?
No. Well,
Yeah.
his is obviously not here, but he doesn't want to cause any trouble right now. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, except that there are obviously some people with malicious intent and is concerned about Minerva. So I think what he's actually going to do is, and he's going to make her to try her to come to him as best she can. How are we going to do that? And
Okay.
what did he do there?
I'm only catching bits and pieces of what you're saying. I don't know if everybody else is having the same problem or not. But from what I gathered, you're wanting to try to call Minerva to you. Yeah, it seems like everybody else is on the same page. Okay, so if indeed that is what you're trying to do, that's fine. We'll say that you have some kind of dog whistle equivalent. So that's
a bat whistle.
a bat whistle, exactly.
It's actually a signal that you project out the train car.
Yeah, exactly. So you're whistling for your bat, for Minerva, and she very possibly will be making her way towards you here in just a bit.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so back to Eagle Witness.
Yeah, so I want to see what's the outside of the train car look like. Would it be possible for me to like sidle along a pipe or something to get to the other end of the car without going through it?
There is like an overhang of the roof, so like an eaves that you could kind of scuttle along if you'd like.
But there are probably windows right there, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes, because it is a passenger car.
Okay, yeah. In that case, then I think I'm going to just climb up to the roof again.
Okay. Yeah, just make an athletics or an acrobatics, whichever is better.
Well.
Sorry, what was that? The result?
It was a 12. Sorry.
Okay. You're good. You're up top, and you find your half-elven friend up there with you.
Okay.
I'll put my fingers to my lips, sort of hush hush.
Right. Okay.
And if he has any rope, I'll motion. I have. If he obviously Eagle will notice that I have a grappling hook and a pile of rope at my feet, and I'll see it. I'll motion to him if he has any to get it out.
Okay. You still have some movement left, Eagle. So if you do and you wish to do so, you may do that.
Yeah, I just not even saying anything. I'm just going to open the bag and take out the rope.
Excellent. Okay, Iskander. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. I'm trying.
It's fine. It's a hard name to say. Well, now that the doors are open, I'm going to I'm going to go so that I'm next to the door that leads to their place.
Right.
Push myself against it and be ready to shoot at somebody. I load a slug into my shotgun, so I'm ready to shoot at anybody if shit starts going bad. In combat, to shoot at somebody.
Okay.
But I am, again, I'm not an extraordinarily brave person. I'm not going to start any fights.
Sure. So just going to ready your action. That'll work. Okay, Clinton.
All right. I will take my grappling hook. And is there there's a lip on the side of this train, I presume, correct?
Yeah, there's an eaves.
All right. And I will try to hook that to the top of this train the best I can. Make sure there's a good it's set well as it can be. And then I will tie. I'll give about 4 feet of length on a rope, and I'll tie myself a nice knot around me, and I will literally make sure. Obviously, I was setting the hook underneath a window, and I'll look over, and I'll sort of salute to Eagle, and I'll grab onto the rope, and I will kick out from the side of the train. And as soon as I kick out, I'll draw my gun axes, dual wielding, and I'll try to land. I'll try to swing out and land, coming at the window and break through it.
Okay. Let's
A
call
little
that an
complicated,
acrobatic.
but it sounds really cool, so it's got to be tried.
Yeah,
I agree.
We'll call that an acrobatics check.
And he has an advantage for being cool, right?
Hey, I just got inspired, right? Wink, wink.
Well, we'll see if you don't end up on your ass.
Spend his inspiration to make it an awesome check.
Let's
You
see.
can make it at advantage. That's fine.
At advantage?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, wow. That is an 18.
Okay. Excellent. So you give your little salute to your Durathian counterpart, and then jump off the side of the train car and come crashing through the window. Definitely not one of the more graceful things that you've probably done with your life, but it's hella cool. And you might even have caused Cadwin to choke a little bit on his drink. You come blitzing through the side of this train car, and there's glass and people screaming everywhere. I will let you go ahead, and you do get inspiration. On top of that, if you would like to take an attack action, you may do so.
I would like to do that. Obviously, when I break in, I'm just going to start guns blazing. I am going to do that, but I'm going to do it in a smart way. What? I obviously am going to identify the robbers. Do I recognize them? As a sheriff, maybe.
You can roll you can roll either an intelligence check or an investigation check, in an advantage, whichever's higher.
Okay, I will get a 8 on investigation.
Is that with advantage?
No.
Go ahead and take advantage on it.
13.
Okay. Being a lawman from this area, or at least from the neighboring county, you certainly do recognize these men. They are indeed all members of Murphy's Maniacs, as I named. Furthermore, you recognize the Knoll as a recent addition to their gang. He's a particularly nasty individual, and his name is Gutstringer.
All right. I will, as I come through, has anyone been hurt? Do I notice anyone's been hurt or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll say, one of the male passengers has a bloody nose. Looks like he's probably been punched.
Is this gang known for extreme violence?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
I will start shooting. As soon as I come in, I will. Why not? Well, the Knoll is just an ugly dog, literally. And so,
Yeah. I was just going to tell you the Knolls from here look a little bit different than you're probably used to. They actually look like coyotes or wolves, mainly. Not that matters. They, bullets will still hit them. But if I can get a picture.
Do it.
Let me see if I can figure this out here. And then I can. Oh, where's the share picture button? Somewhere.
As you're doing that, Jeremy, I'll go ahead and roll my 2
please
attacks. As I'm about to, Clinton's father was gunned down by a bunch of thugs like this, as I'm about to pop these 2 shots at this dog, maybe his reward, poster flashes in my mind, I will shoot my 2 weapons. The first will be a 11, and the second.
Oh shit!
The second will be an 18.
Where's the hangout? There it is. Okay, I have no idea how to share a picture with you. So you said a what and an 18?
An 11 and an 18. First shot is an 11. Second shot is an 18.
Alrighty. The 11 will miss. The 18
Okay.
will certainly hit.
Okay. I have as a fighter, I have the dual wield, or two-weapon fighting, so I can add my ability modifier to the second damage. So I will do 2d6 plus 3. That would be 6 points of damage. Are you keeping track of damage, Jeremy?
If one of you guys could, that would be fantastic. One of you guys are kind of used to doing that from some of my games.
I got it.
Is anyone?
Thank you, Mike.
Anyone? Okay, cool, awesome. So 6 points of damage to the old dog. And I'll say put down your weapons. Briscoe County Sheriff here to deal out justice.
Excellent.
Will of course choose my reaction to shoot somebody.
shoot and then ask. Have you never heard that before?
All right. Yeah.
Prove your point.
Iskander, you had a ready action to shoot. If you would like, you can go ahead and take that.
15 to hit.
Who in particular are you shooting?
Somebody who's holding a gun that isn't the sheriff.
Very well. That hits.
Plus 1. 12 damage.
Okay. We'll go ahead and say that was the half-orc. His name is Ondua. Ondua. Taggart. Okay. Varian.
Okay, Virion has been taking close stock of what's been happening, and since the other of his party are going to storm this area, he's actually going to burst forth from the front, and he's just going to shoot to his right, and he's just going to shoot the first person he sees with his shotgun, dealing...
First enemy, right?
Well,
yes.
the way the shotguns work in this game is they are actually a cone effect, so almost like burning hands, and they go out 60 feet, and everybody within the first 20 feet takes the full 3d6, the next 20 feet takes 2d6, the last 20 feet takes 1d6, and they have to roll a saving throw versus it. So you actually don't need to make an attack roll.
All right, then in that case, he's just going to ready to shoot his shotgun, and he's going to tell them to get down and that he's helping the sheriff.
Okay, very well. Ready to action for Varian?
Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
I misread. I actually deal 46 with my slug. So can you add 4 damage to the orc dude I shot?
Yeah, you got that, Mike? Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Cadwin, you're up. If you can hear me. Craig, can you hear me? Okay, good. It's your turn, sir, and you are muted, just so you know.
He looks confused.
Yeah, Craig.
His sound wasn't working. He lost all sound in chat.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Also, that puts the half-orc at 16.
Oh, excellent. Okay. He goes down. He's dead. Why don't you go ahead and describe how that shot took him out, while Craig can figure out his sound problem, hopefully.
Well, hearing guns go off, Alexander gets just an ounce of bravery. He turns and looks, and since his enemy has his back to him, he goes, "Perfect! I don't actually have to be brave." Points his shotgun right at the dude and shoots him right in the back, breaking his spine.
Excellent. Yeah, the people standing in front of him are a little shocked as viscera kind of explodes all over them, but probably not quite as shocked as the half-orc as he drops to the ground. Okay. Craig, can you hear me? Okay, it is your turn. Cadwin. Hello.
No sound, bro.
Yeah, I don't think your mic is working.
Not quite back to normal.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I was trying to pantomime that, but
Yeah, I can't hear you, man.
Oh,
No bueno.
Okay, Craig, just go ahead and type out what it is you want to do, and we'll take care of that. Hopefully we can figure out the rest of it in between turns. And as he is doing that, let's go ahead and get Dree, Mad Dog.
So Mad Dog's going to take that purse that he got.
Yes, sir.
He is going to take out one of his sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
Put it in that purse. Kind of pull the wick out or the fuse out a little bit to make it last a little bit longer. He's then going to light it and run into the other car, going, "Mommy, mommy, I found your purse!" And then drop it at the feet of Yellow Bear, and then continue running to the other side of the car.
Now, I will go ahead and take a timeout just to remind you, not that it has to change what you're doing, but there are innocents in the car.
I'm going to try to get it a little bit far from them, but it's okay. He's
Okay.
mad.
If you're okay with it, then that's fine.
The dynamite a little bit further.
I'm going to try to minimize, but I mean, it's not a huge explosion. I'm sure it'll be okay.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and make a deception roll for me. I'm sure you'll be fine.
16.
Yep. Okay. Beautiful.
Can you hear me now?
There you
we go.
Excellent. Okay. Let me wrap up what Dree is doing here, and then we'll get your turn. Okay. So you got Yellow Bear. Let's see if there's anybody else that was close to him. Yep. Okay. We'll call it Isaac Cobb. Go ahead and start rolling damage. I will roll their saves. What is the
It's a dex of 12.
dexterity of 12?
I rolled a 1 and a 2 to start.
Excellent. So it was a candle.
reasonable fireball damage. Come on.
8 points.
8 points. Okay, one of them failed for certain. As to the others.
That's the worst stick of dynamite ever. You should kill the Chinaman who made it.
Well, they're
halfling
little
sized.
stick of dynamite. I mean,
He was using his when innocents are around.
exactly.
Stick of dynamite.
Apparently, it didn't kill. I didn't blow the whole entire train apart. Which I pretty much presumed would happen. We're all dead. End of campaign. Good night.
Actually,
Black Cat, and you got confused.
Actually, several of you have probably heard Cadwin pass louder wind than the explosion from this stick of dynamite. But
Very small one.
but they do all, or Yellow Bear and Isaac Cobb both do take the full amount of damage.
That puts them both at 8.
Okay, remember that. All right, Cadwin, since you're back with us, it's your turn.
How far in front of me is the dead half orc?
We'll call it 10 feet.
And what weapons was he brandishing or carrying?
He had a shotgun and a longsword on his back.
Perfect. I'd actually just like to scuttle forward, pick up the short shotgun, and is there still time in my action to pull the trigger?
Absolutely.
All right. Who is the nearest to me at this point from the half orc's body?
We will call it Sherman Higgins and Isaac Cobb. You could probably get both of them in your blast there.
That's great.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we've only rolled a 7.
A 7. Okay. Well, let's see. Who did they get on their decks here? All right. Isaac passed, as did Sherman. So they will take half damage.
And I apologize. What's the damage for the shotgun?
At this range, 2d6.
Total is 7.
You do get to add your dexterity to that, by the way.
Total is still 7.
Fantastic. All right, that should...
We rounded up and down.
Round up for bad guys, round down for you guys. That should probably...
Isaac's going to be at 12.
Okay, so not quite. He is not looking very good, but he's still up. Okay. That was effectively Dree who just went. It is actually their turn. Okay, so far Ondua is the only one that is down. That's correct?
I think somebody's below me in initiative.
Yes. They actually have the same initiative as you.
Okay, perfect.
But I let you go first.
Just want to make sure that wouldn't get skipped.
Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, so Ellis is still up, and he is brandishing 2 pistols, and both of them look kind of special.
Okay, if there's a bandit who's going to be trying to fight at this point, Varian's going to open fire at him.
Excellent. Okay, so he is definitely looking like he is not giving up. So if you would like to go ahead and take your attack on him, you may do so.
Sure.
You are firing a shotgun, is that correct?
Yes, that's 14 at 3d6.
Okay. Let's see. He is not going to be at the 3d6 range. He is a little bit further back from the rest of his men.
Okay.
But a 14...
So that's actually, I rolled a 5, 6, and then a 3. So
Okay.
2d6, that's 11 damage.
Okay, hang on just a second.
And he's probably going to want to angle that so he's not going to hit the gun axe wielding ally of his.
I would say that makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Okay. We'll say, okay, you got a 14 to the attack, is that correct?
That was on damage. Did you want me to roll an attack for the...
Yes, go ahead, because your attack roll is going to set the DC that they have to pass.
Got it. Okay. So we have a 19 total.
Okay. He will absolutely not pass that. And we're going to actually say that you could catch Gutstringer in that as well.
Oh jeez.
Is Gutstringer
Gutstringer is the null. So, yeah, neither one of them passed. But like I said, they are at the far distance. They're pretty much all the way on the other side of the car from you.
So they'll be taking 6 damage.
Okay, that was the first one you rolled, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is that with your dexterity added in?
No, that'll dexterity is 2.
Okay, so both of them take 8 points.
Correct.
It was Ellis and Gutstringer?
That is correct.
Gutstringer's at 14.
Gutstringer goes down. Why don't you go ahead and describe how he drops? Varian, if you would.
Oh, sure. Let's see. Gutstringer takes several bullets to the chest, and he just sort of grips his chest painfully as he falls to the floor, looking at his shirt, unbelieving that he could have been dropped as he was readying to shoot.
Yeah, he was actually the one that was not ready to shoot, but
ready to shoot.
Yeah,
he was thinking about it for sure.
He certainly was thinking about it. Okay, let's see. That brings us back to Ellis. Okay, Ellis is actually going to attack. He wields 2 pistolas.
Oh, hang on. So Varian is going to take a free action to whistle again for Minerva.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can actually sense that she is on her way. You can see or hear the flapping of her wings kind of outside the train car. So she is, kind of flying to keep up with the train now that she's under her own momentum.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Need to figure out how to share pictures with you guys.
Ellis linked it into the chat, and then we could open the link through there.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do pictures I've got on my own machine for you guys.
Don't you just want to put them in the chat?
Does that work? If I just drop it in there?
Oh, like click and drag.
Absolutely, that works.
Okay, let's see if I can do this here. You just do it from the file?
Yeah, just upload it or uplink it or whatnot. You click on the Google Drive icon there at the bottom, and then it says, like upload. And then select file from your computer.
This is why Google is wonderful.
Fantastic.
Google's taking over the world.
One step at a time.
One
Mistreating
upload at
the
a
bus
time.
drivers.
Everyone is okay with this.
As long as we can play D&D online.
Indeed.
That's the main purpose for this, isn't it?
Exactly. That's why you take over the world.
Okay, here we go. All right. Now, hopefully did that show up?
I don't see it.
Oh, it's going to take its time. Hang on. All right. So, in the meantime, let's see who he's going to shoot at. It's not working. Okay. All right. The sheriff.
All right.
Okay, here we go. He is firing 2 pistols at you, sir.
Okay. My AC is a 15.
Yep, got you. That was a 15. All right, so let's see here. The first one is a big ol' miss.
Good.
However, that one hits you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, you take 9 points of piercing damage. In addition, what kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm wearing chainmail.
Excellent.
Chain shirt.
Chain shirt, yeah, there you
The armor class benefit that you get from that is at a current -1 to its normal bonus.
go. Alrighty.
And what does it bring that down to?
14.
Okay.
If it took 1 point away, it'd be at a 14.
What is that without your dexterity?
I think it's 13 plus a max plus 2 dex.
Okay.
So it's just 13.
So it's a 13 armor or a +3 or whatever.
It's a 13
Okay.
a 13 armor class at a max plus 2 dexterity.
Okay. So it is now effectively a 12 piece of armor.
What happened?
I'm going to describe it to you in just a second. If it gets down to a 10, I need to know.
Okay.
Okay. So he pulls out these 2 pistols. Actually, he's had them out already. They're very strange-looking guns. There are 2 of them, and they're identical to each other in every way. They appear to be fashioned mainly out of bronze, though their barrels have turned kind of a bluish-green color with patina. And several other places also show patina, but it looks to be more of a feature of decoration as opposed to actual age or misuse. And each of them has a small chain and a spherical adornment that dangles from the bottom of its grip. But when this shot comes out of this pistol and hits you in your armor, the place where it actually punctures your chainmail in the immediate area around it actually starts to turn a greenish bluish patina on the top of the metal, as if it's corroding in that spot.
Nice.
All right, that was Ellis. Yellow Bear is down. Is that correct?
He's still up. He's at
Yellow Bear is still up. Oh, he's at 8. Okay. Yellow Bear. Let's see what he's got here. Okay. Yellow Bear actually starts to cast a spell. Looking towards the end of the corner where you guys are all at. And it's fairly tight quarters, so you guys are pretty close to one another. So what I'm going to need is for everyone to roll a strength saving throw, please.
Does hiding behind
God.
provide any benefit?
Just hiding behind what?
The door? I hide behind the door the whole time. I'm being.
Oh yeah, you were
Strength
outside,
save.
so you're fine. Yeah.
And I'm on the roof, so I don't have to roll either.
That is correct.
Okay.
I'm at a 13. I got a 13 strength save.
Okay.
Yeah, Viren rolls poorly. He rolls a 4.
Okay. Dree, what do you got? And
16.
16? Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Sorry, a 6 total.
6 total. Okay. So we got 2 6s, a 16, and what was your 12?
13.
13. Okay. So you guys all of a sudden are amongst a large collection of grasping vines that seem to have just burst forth from the wooden walls and wooden floor of this train car, and have ensnared, I think, all of you except for Dree. Yeah.
These have not worked their way to like the gears or the wheels of the train.
No,
Just
it's all
in the
inside
car.
the train car.
Okay, cool.
So then I wouldn't even see it since I'm on the roof.
That is correct. Well, you might see it kind of sticking out the windows a little bit, but yeah, something just went down in there. Okay, Aldua is down. Gutstringer is down. Isaac Cobb and Sherman Higgins. Are both of them still standing?
Isaac Cobb is at 12, and
Right.
Sherman Higgins is at 4.
Right. Okay. So Isaac is going to loose a shotgun blast. Okay. I am going to need Cadwin, Clinton, and Dree. All of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Natural 20, which gives me a 20.
Excellent.
Hey, natural 1, which gives me a whatever it would be. My dexterity, it'd be a 4.
Okay.
No, it's just a fail.
You just don't do it.
And Dree, what was yours? Mad Dog.
23.
Oh, 23. Excellent. Okay. So the sheriff will take full. The other two of you will take half of this. Luckily, you're not at the point blank range of his shotgun. So full damage is 6 from a shotgun blast.
Full damage is 6.
That is correct.
All right.
Sherman Higgins, the last one of these guys, is actually going to attempt a pistol shot at the little bit that he can see of Iskander. We're going to give you 3/4 cover, since you did lean out to fire a shot. There's part of you that is showing, but it'll be a tough shot to make, so we'll see. Not with a roll like that. 6. Okay, yeah. He completely missed it. You know, just the frame of the door beside you just kind of splinters a little bit as the bullet passes through it. Okay, and last but not least in our initiative order is Eagle Witness.
I don't wet myself.
Excellent.
So let me get a review of what's going on inside the train. Is it mostly that the good guys and the bad guys are separated, or are they kind of intermingled?
At this point, they're still fairly separated. I would say
Okay.
there's probably only about 5 or 10 feet in between them. We'll call
Okay.
it 10.
And the Knoll and the half-orc are down, and all the good guys are stuck in the vines.
All
But
of
I can't
the
see that
ones, they're in the vines. Not all of them are necessarily stuck.
Okay. So I sense that it's going down, and I look out to the horizon, and I see the eagle, and he dives after something on the ground, and I know what I must do. And so what I want to do is run down the roof and then like swing off the edge of the roof, break through a window, and kick into whoever is in the back of the bad guy group.
Excellent. Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay. Here we go. I got a 12. Ugh.
Okay. That's
Oh,
good.
if one Indiana Jones wasn't good enough.
That's good enough. Go ahead and make an unarmed strike.
Okay, and that's a D6.
It is a 1 point, I think. But you know what? For your feet and your whole body behind it, we'll call it a D4 plus your strength.
Okay, sounds good. So that is a 2-point hit.
Did you roll an attack?
Oh no, I didn't. So
Please do that.
He doesn't have to. It's fine.
melee attack.
Automatic
Go
hit.
ahead, wave it. So my attack was a 4, and my damage was a 2. So I guess it was.
You know what? Roll it at advantage.
Roll it at advantage. Okay.
Roll it at
sounds good.
advantage.
Advantage for being a badass.
Yeah, you caught him
Okay,
off guard.
Second
Right?
time, I got a 15.
When in doubt, pretend to be
That's
Indiana
much
Jones.
better. Okay, that actually connects with Ellis, since he's kind of at the back of his men, making sure he's placed them between you and him. What did you get on your damage?
2.
Okay, so he takes the 2 points as you come in, and the two of you go prone onto the ground.
Awesome.
Okay, back to the top of the initiative order, we have Iskander.
Emboldened by my ability to shoot people in the back, I think I'll shoot another person in the back, only to discover at my dismay that they're all facing me. So instead, I'll shoot at the guy ballsy enough to shoot at me.
There you go.
Also with a slug, because I prefer slugs.
All right, and that is just a straight-up attack roll.
14?
And you are shooting at Sherman Higgins. A 14 will hit.
Yes, die.
Probably.
I rolled all 5s. 4 5s, 20 damage.
You get your dexterity if you have it.
Do I need it? 21 damage.
All right. You blow a huge hole in this. Go ahead and describe how that goes down.
Well, knowing that I target the center of mass only because I'm not actually very good at aiming guns, I shoot at the center of his mass. But I'm not good at shooting guns, so I miss and take off his head.
Excellent. All right. Yeah.
Who was that to?
What's up?
Who was that to?
Sherman Higgins. I think he may have even been fresh. But yeah, his head pops like a melon. Again, painting the inside of this train car with red, ichor. And he kind of takes a second as his body kind of stands there for a moment before it drops to its knees and then falls down onto what used to be its face. Let's see. There's a Iskander. Clinton, you're up.
All right. We have one guy left.
2, I believe.
3, 2, 3. Okay.
3. Okay.
All right. Who is closest to me?
Which bad guy?
Yeah, just trying to get a feel. I know that Eagle he came through a window and took some guy to the ground.
Yeah, that was Ellis. Keep in mind that you are among the vines.
That's true.
I think they actually
Am
do
I
get a hold
completely
of you.
bound by these?
Let's see. I believe so. Creature in the area, when you cast a spell must succeed in a strength saving throw, will be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. So you have the restrained status, or whatever they call it. condition.
So
I think that
I
keeps you
can't
from
move, but I
taking.
can attack, or
I don't think you can attack. I think you have to either try to struggle to get free or attack the vines. I think you can attack the vines.
I will begin swinging at the vines with my with the axe part of my pistols.
Okay.
You're gonna make a strength check, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. That's fine.
Can I go ahead and use my inspiration on this? Try to break free.
Yeah,
Take
sure.
advantage. Awesome. We're looking at a 20 or a 20 on my strength. I guess it would be athletics or just straight strength check.
No, this one's just a straight strength.
Okay, it'd be a 20.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you
I'm no
managed
longer
to.
inspired.
You need to. You're getting your hands on your pistols here, and you kind of put the blades up against some of these vines that are holding onto your arms, and just give it a solid push. And you managed to actually free yourself from the vines.
Awesome. How far is Ellis from me? Just I guess maybe 20 or 15 or 20 feet from me.
Yeah, we'll call it 25, and he is on the ground currently.
Rolling. Okay. I am going to pull out some of my manacles, and I'm going to run over there with him and attempt to detain the one of the bandits that he's rolling on the ground with.
Okay. In order to do that, you are probably going to have to leave engagement with at least one of the other that are still standing.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to just blitz past Isaac and Yellow Bear, who are between you and Ellis. But Yellow Bear is actually still fairly close to Ellis, so you will actually be in engagement with both of them. But as you blitz past Isaac, he is actually going to attempt to use the butt of his shotgun as a club and attempt to hit you with it.
Go for it.
Your armor class is a 15. That hits directly.
Is a 12 is what my AC is at right now.
No. Your AC should just be one less than it normally is currently.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Okay. 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the stock of his shotgun.
Alrighty.
As he, hits you right in the kidney as you run past him.
Alrighty, I will run up to Ellis, brandishing my. I'll holster my guns and then pull out the manacles, and I will try to grab a hold of which bandit is this? Is this
Ellis?
Ellis, the bandit? Is he a human? I can't remember.
Yes, he is the human, and you are fairly certain. Well, specifically that he is the brother of Edgar Murphy, who is the gang's leader.
Oh, okay, perfect. And I'll come running up and I'll tell Eagle that I'm going to I'll tell him we need to get him under arrest. I'll say try to hold him still. Let's get these around his wrist. And I will literally try to grab his wrist and latch these on. Do I need to make a check for that or?
Yeah. We'll constitute this as a grapple.
Okay.
And from what I believe, the way that it works now is it's just opposed strength checks or dexterity, whichever is higher.
It's usually athletics or acrobatics from what I remember. So whoever's entering into the grapple, from what I can remember, they choose their highest, whichever they want to use, athletics or acrobatics, and then they oppose those. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
It's 195, so we'll check it real quick if we can help. 95, grappling. Okay, yeah, you make a strength athletics check contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay, so whoever's initiating the grapple has to use an athletics check?
Correct.
Okay, and whoever's defending can choose.
Yes,
all right, can I get advantage if Eagle is helping me?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. If Eagle is willing to use his next turn to help you be doing that, then yeah, I'm cool with you having advantage on that.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm rolling my athletics check now. All right. It is going to be a 21.
Okay. Yeah, he got a 6.
Okay,
you're fine.
awesome. Awesome. So I work his arms, his two wrists around his back, and sort of rest my knee against his back shoulder blades, and then I say, in the name of Briscoe County, you're under arrest, and I latch the shackles on him, and
Okay.
and I say, Eagle, let's get these other two.
While you're doing that, go ahead and give me an intimidate.
Alrighty.
Can I help that? I actually wanted to try and intimidate him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I rolled a 20, so I got a 24 total.
I rolled a 5, so.
Okay, well, luckily, your
In the name of Briscoe County.
your voice is cracking. Probably doesn't help that you're bleeding profusely from several.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's delivering the line and reading him his rights. Meanwhile, I'm giving him a crazy dead-eyed stare.
Yeah, I'm flashing the badge in the background,
Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt that you have a menacing Durathian casting his shadow over the top of this guy. He not only surrenders, but he also calls to the other two men who are still very much in the middle of fighting. He says, "Boys, lay him down. Lay him down. It's over." And the other two men surrender.
Yeah.
Do they actually drop their guns?
Nice.
And what happens about?
I will.
Do the vines surrender too?
Hold on. One at a time. What did you get, Chris? What do you got?
No, did the vines surrender too?
Yeah, he'll dismiss the spell and they'll go away.
I'll throw the other 2 pair of manacles I have to the other bandits.
Oh, nice.
There's 2 left. Perfect. I have 4, and I throw them. I say, put these on with your hands behind your back. Put all your weapons on the ground and kick them over here.
Well, they've dropped the weapons that they were holding, but the rest of your crew can certainly take care of stripping them of the rest of the weapons they've got and managing them behind their backs.
Now
check the ankles, boys. Make sure they don't have any weapons in the ankles.
Now that everyone's dead, Iskander is suddenly bold and marches out there all swagger and pomp.
Perfect.
I'll take care of all the ankle weapons. Got that.
Yep. All right.
Iskander's skull will begin to collect the weapons, looking very menacing and scary, but mostly it's just his mask is a skull, so he's scary. He's not actually scary.
Got it.
Has any of the civilians been hurt?
Yeah. A few
dynamite and stuff.
There's some dynamite going on and a few shotgun blasts here and there. So a couple of them have been kind of peppered with pellets, but nothing that any of you would consider is mortal.
Okay.
They may not be overly pleased with how everything went down and how loose some of you were with your guns, but
I probably am not happy either.
But yeah, there you go. So yeah, we are out of combat now.
So Virion is going to immediately make sure that he can get Minerva back on the train and secure her.
Okay. Yeah, with your whistle and a lot of coaxing and stuff. Yeah, you managed to get her back into the car safely.
Fantastic.
While I was collecting weapons, did I find any shotgun slugs?
Slugs. Let's see if they had any slugs on there.
So Virion's going to tell Minerva to feel free to eat any people that decide to give any trouble while being bound at all. So there's a giant bat here in the car, looking very menacing and obviously out of breath and hungry. So he'll actually kick over some of the remains of the people that have been splattered all over the car, just as an example for them in case they didn't get the point.
Lovely.
Very professional we are.
The civilians
absolutely, we're great intimidators.
The civilians have systematically started leaving this car in favor of a different one. One with decidedly less, body parts and giant bats and scary people who like to shoot things. So yeah, you guys very soon are left with the car to yourselves. You have carte blanche pretty much now.
All right, I asked the sheriff, so were there any bounties on them?
Can I roll any maybe information check or investigation, Jeremy?
No need.
Okay.
That's how you knew these men.
Awesome.
Yes. You do know that the bounties were not dead or alive, but you at least got 3 of them.
Oh, shit.
Oh man. Oh darn. Oh well. Okay. That's awesome. So, and you said the Ellis is the half brother or the brother of who now?
Ellis Murphy is the younger brother of Edgar Murphy, and Edgar Murphy is the leader of Murphy's Maniacs, who all of these men were members of.
Okay. I'll walk Murphy or Ellis over to the broken window I came through, and I will I'll light my pipe. I'll pull out my pipe and put some tobacco in it, sort of still huffing and puffing, and I'll say what does your gang have to do with holding up the train? Just trying to get some loot. What's the problem?
Yeah, it's a train robbery. What do you live under a rock?
Well, I said, well, this train's moving awfully fast. You might not want to get too mouthy with me, boy, and I'll slap him upside the head.
Hey.
I'll say another remark like that, I'll just throw you right off the train with your hands tied behind your back. See how well you. I said, in fact, you know what? I still got a little rope left here. We'll just drag you on all the way back into the new county we're heading in.
An eagle witness is still staring.
This is fine.
Always watching.
I'll do what you want.
All right. I'll pull out the remainder of my rope and I'll tie these guys together. I'll tie them. I'll tie their handcuffs together, and I'll make a note of who they are, what bounties I know of in my notepad as we're heading into. What's the town we're heading into?
Mournful Valley.
All right. And we'd be able to pull in these bounties here in the town we're coming in, correct?
Yeah. The town that you are coming into is actually in Fort Hills County, and that's where these men are wanted. So technically speaking, you are actually out of jurisdiction.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily know that.
Citizen's arrest, sir. Citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
I'll ask them because I know they probably like to keep tabs of this information. I'll say, how much are your bounties, boys? I said, don't act like you don't know. I know all of y'all brag about your bounties.
Yellow Bear says, kind of in somewhat broken common, he says, depends on where you are turning us in.
Okay, well, I'm sure you know about all the bounties and all the places we could turn you in.
He says there may be, Ellis actually speaks up at this point, and he says, there might be more in it for you if you just let us go.
Oh, maybe in this life, not in the next. And I'll tap my tobacco out of my pipe. If there's a little ember in there, I'll rub it in his face.
Wow. All right then.
Just give him a drink of beer. Come on.
Oh my God.
Men like these killed my father. they'll hang in the next town.
And it doesn't
Alright.
mean that we have to treat them poorly, though.
Oh, I guess an ember to the face may have been a little drastic.
Well, the reaction he's having would certainly tell you
deserve
so.
to suffer.
An ember to the face doesn't make them worth any less.
Oh, burn!
That's true.
Oh.
Wow. Puns already.
Is there any indication as to what the main prize was outside of just robbing people's wallets and purses?
No, that seems to be about it. But you guys did notice whenever you were getting on the train that much closer to the engine, that there was a small car that was actually reinforced with steel plating of Dwarven design, and there's not any windows, and you are fairly certain that you saw at least one heavily armed and armored individual go in there.
And how many horses did we originally see riding horseless or riderless off to the side?
6. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard.
Yep, we got it.
Okay. There's 6. So they are all present and accounted for. Trying to get this setup working.
So when I picked up all their weapons, how many guns did I find?
Maybe.
Okay, so yeah, you've got at least 2 shotguns, 4 normal pistols, 2 longswords. I don't know if you're interested in armor or not, but there were 5 suits of leather armor.
Worth a good haul, actually.
Yep. The Ellis had a rifle and a suit of studded leather, as well as 4 sticks of dynamite. But
Ooh, someone wants those. And they're not halfling. Are they halfling dynamite or regular dynamite?
Well, your discerning eyes are probably not attuned enough to tell the difference. There's not a difference, except for maybe in Dree's mind.
The real question is, are they German dynamite? That's the stuff I'm looking for.
Other than Chinese
indeed,
dynamite.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But perhaps the most interesting thing that you gather are the 2 pistols from Ellis.
Yeah, does it seem like it's the gun itself that does that, or did it seem like it was the bullets?
You're fairly certain that it's the guns themselves, because they are done in a similar fashion. They have that bronze and patina coloration to them.
Does it look like they are a pair that have to stay together?
It doesn't look like they have to. They are a matched set, if you will. But yeah, and in just a second, if I can get Photobucket to behave itself, then hopefully I'll be able to get you guys a picture. There's a lot of typos in that because it's laggy, but there are no pump action shotguns at all. It's not a thing.
That makes sense.
But double barrel shotguns are a viable option, but there are none of them in the haul that you just made.
Cool. So we are near the back of the train.
Yeah, there are only 2 cars behind you: the cattle car and the caboose.
Okay. And this armored car that you mentioned, the shorter one, it's further up toward the front?
Yes, it is right behind the coal car, which is right behind the engine.
Okay. And the person, well, I guess Eagle Witness wouldn't know this, but the person that walked in was, like, they didn't look like they were a bandit, they were just heavily armed.
Correct.
Okay.
They did not necessarily look army, which you guys would recognize army people of the integrated realms on site. They have a very distinct uniform. This gentleman was not wearing a uniform like that, but he looked like he may have been belonged to some kind of order.
Private guard.
Yeah, something very much like that, or like a paladin. Very much a man with purpose that was definitely hired to be there, kind of thing.
Paladin with guns.
And how far away are we from getting to Mournful Valley?
You guys are about another hour and a half out.
Okay. Cool. Maybe we should tell somebody about the bandits coming on?
Yeah, we will.
I guess we do have a sheriff with us.
How do Jeremy? Clinton's not like I've said before. He's not real solid on the minute details. How long have we been in the new county?
Probably about half an hour now.
I'll laugh. I'll say this took place in Briscoe County. So this is my jurisdiction. So this is we're definitely going to be turning them in as Briscoe County outlaws. So he said, yeah, and it's so the timeline that the time of the robbery is close enough. So no one knows any different.
Still says
Eagle Witness is Eagle Witness is going to add in the land of the Chanachi today.
Yep. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Well, whenever we get into town, and we unload, I will obviously have all three of them tied together, and whoever wants to join me, I'll make my way to the sheriff's office. If the sheriff isn't waiting at by the train tracks, I don't know what his normal behavior is, but if he's not there, I'll make my way with him over to. I'll unload my horse first, and then I'll get on my horse and I'll bring them along by the rope.
Okay. So yeah, you guys travel on for about another hour and a half.
In this time, can I put on the studded leather?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. You can add that to your sheet. You're now wearing studded leather. And did anybody else take anything from the scavenging?
I think it's reasonable that Virion might have picked up an extra shotgun since he doesn't have a double-barreled shotgun. He probably would have picked up another one so that he can have two loaded at any time.
Makes sense. Okay. So let's see if this stuff works here.
What kind of coup could Eagle Witness have taken from Ellis?
Let's see.
Skull will flash his reclaimer's badge and claim that he's collecting the magic stuff in the name of whoever we collect magic stuff in the name of.
It would be one of the six. The six that you are currently on his railroad is Armando, I believe his name is.
We're on the blue line.
The green.
Green. Indeed.
As far as what Ellis had for coup, he's got a pretty decent jacket, a nice hat. He's got chaps. I don't know if that would be something your character would be interested in or not.
Yeah, I'm taking the chaps.
Okay, I'm about to post an image of here.
Excellent.
Nice. Chaps are always good for writing too.
Oh yeah.
Hey Rasmus,
Are
since
they
Viren
asses
has
fast?
so much extra money, I'm gonna add chaps to his equipment.
Okay,
I totally forgot about that.
that's fine.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, we are actually approaching the halfway point, and they are wanting us to take a small break in between the halfway point. So, since we are just rolling into town now, I think what I'll go ahead and do is go ahead and take our fiver now. So, anybody that needs a bathroom break, go ahead and get a bathroom break, refill your drinks, eat a snack, whatever you want to do.
Hey Rasmus, how
And-
much do chaps cost?
All right,
by
I'll
the
be
way?
right back.
Okay. Chaps. We'll call it 2 gold pieces.
Cool.
And the guy I took these from, his name is Ellis Murphy.
That is correct. If you can follow it, I put his image up in the feed there. Chat.
Okay. Charlie Prince.
Is that the one?
Yeah. From 310 to Yuma.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just above that is the picture of Gutstringer.
But he's dead now, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
And I'll get the others
That's nice.
ported in as well.
Be right back.
Yep.
I know we were talking earlier about taking the sheriff, or the sheriff taking the criminals into the sheriff's office. I'm not going to be doing that. Eagle Witness doesn't want to mingle with the law in town, and so he's going to go out. He's going to transplant his horsehair tassels onto his new chaps.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. What did we end up doing with those pistols?
I don't know if he got away with it, but Skull tried to flash his Reclaimer's badge, which is the official badge saying that they can have magic items, and say that he's gonna give them to the authorities or something.
Yeah. Your Reclaimer badge lets you at least flex your authoritative muscles in that regard.
All right. Well, I flashed my badge as well. And I say, well, you can follow me over to the sheriff's office, and we'll let the local county sheriff deal out what goes where and who gets what.
However, Cadwin never put the shotgun he picked up in the pile.
Well, yeah. The only thing that you guys found that you suspect could be magical are the two pistols. Okay. Looks like we have everybody back at this point.
Indeed.
Okay, I posted a bunch of pictures up
Blood.
I see.
of the Murphys maniacs that you guys fought, and the last one is the pistols.
Which one is Ellis?
One of the first ones.
Okay.
If you look, the name is actually embedded in the link.
Ah, okay.
I'm back. While everybody else is getting kind of settled back in, and you guys are looking over those images, I'm going to go ahead and talk to the people who may be viewing this after the fact, because currently nobody's watching.
That's okay. We'll catch on, man. It's gonna be like the new thing.
Yeah, exactly. People are going to be running around wearing ponchos and skull masks again.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the session so far.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Don't forget to check out the link below for the t-shirts that you can order from Teespring if you're interested in that. And again, if you can and you would like to, don't forget to donate to an awesome charity, Child's Play. Again, 100% of the donations from this convention go towards that charity, which is fantastic. But yeah, whenever you guys are ready, we'll get this ball rolling again.
Ready and
Let's do
waiting.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Excellent. Okay, so the train whistle blows once again, and the man walks through the cars of the train, telling you, "Mournful Valley. Next stop is Mournful Valley." And without further ado, you gentlemen roll into Mournful Valley. It's a medium-sized town. There's probably 300 to 500 individuals that live here, give or take. As I kind of said in the thread where we posted such information, they have a large warehouse that is in charge of shipping things back east, typically magical items. It's run by a dwarf named Ogden Kell, kind of known for his less than kind temperament, as well as the fact that he is missing an arm. In addition, the town is known for catering to travelers that are coming to and from Horizon, which is on the coast, more south from where you currently are. And there's a lot of seafood here, which is about furthest inland that you manage to find seafood, especially good seafood. And there's a monastery in the hills to the south of town that follow Luzite, who's kind of the Catholicism type equivalent. And then there is also a hotel in town called the Crossroads, which has only been open for a few years now. but it's supposed to be a fairly good-sized, clean establishment. So yeah, you guys pull up to the station at Mournful Valley. The whistle blows again, and then they start coming along the train cars and opening the doors to let everybody disembark.
All right. I will. I'll take the fugitive by the rope. Come on. You know where we're going, and I'll step out and I'll head over to where they're housing the horses in whatever train car it be. Show whatever token I have to get for my horse or whatnot, and saddle up and I'll wait and see if anyone else in the group is going to be following me. I need witnesses if possible.
Skull.
Okay. Skull will go with you. Okay. How about Varian? What does Varian do?
Indeed. He's going to follow. Minerva's been keeping a close watch on these people.
Yeah.
Looking hungry.
There you go. Eagle, you said you were going to head to the outskirts of town?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but if Kedwin wants to go get a drink, I'll accompany him to the tavern or whatever it is, the saloon.
And Cadwin does.
All right.
There you go.
Actually, I wanted to go there and start drinking heavily, appearing to become more inebriated than I am, and buying drinks and listening, just trying to get the feel for the place.
Very well. Okay, yeah. You'll find yourself at a local watering hole called the Trough. It's not exactly a stand-up establishment. Somehow Cadwin found it with his nose.
Thank God.
As a matter of fact, as you're walking up, somebody comes out of the plate glass window in the front. And somebody comes out of the swinging doors following him into the street, and they proceed to scuffle in the dirt.
Do I get the sense that this is going to be a place where I am more or less welcome than usual?
Going to be a dive.
You're probably going to be more welcome here than most establishments. It is a hive of scum and villainy, after all.
Perfect.
So
where droids are not welcome.
Exactly. All right, Mad Dog, what are you doing?
I mean, if he's buying drinks.
He is.
There you go. Okay, so what I heard was splitting the party.
Which is always such a great idea.
I love it.
You guys are in town. What could go wrong?
I'm also going to keep my ear to the ground about whispers of Clara or anything like that.
Okay.
Missing people.
Yeah. Okay, so Iskander, Varian, and Clinton all take the fugitives to the local marshal, the town marshal. This town is not large enough to have its own sheriff. The sheriffs usually are seated out of a more populous city within a county. And in Four Hills, that is not Mournful Valley. So, but there is a town marshal, and he will be the one that's in charge of the jail here. We'll go ahead and take care of that briefly first. Okay, so you walk up to the marshal station, which you've been kind of directed towards by a couple of the townspeople. Sitting out front, there's a man that's sitting in a chair. He's got the chair kind of leaned back against the wall, and his boots are propped up on the railing opposite him. And he's got his hat kind of pulled down over his eyes. As you start walking up the steps that lead up onto the porch, he kind of reaches down and pulls his cowboy hat up over his face where he can see you now. And when he sees what you've got with you, he lets out a really low whistle. Where'd you boys find them?
Say, robbing, stealing, looting. on the train out of Briscoe County, out of Wayward Gallows. Said, gunned down 3 of them. This was left.
He shakes his head. He says, "I'll be." He says, "You boys are going to add train robbery to that long list you got going now, huh?" Fine by me.
I'll flash the badge. I'll say this took place in Briscoe County. So we need to make sure that Briscoe County is aware of a robbery on the train.
Yeah, I'll send them a wire just as soon as we end up getting these birds in the cage.
I'll say, what about the bounty? What are they worth?
He said, "Well, around these parts, these two," and he points to Yellow Bear and Isaac Cobb. He says, "These two are worth 150 apiece." He said, "That one," he points to Ellis. He said, that one's worth 500 gold pieces."
Alrighty.
And I kicked him in the face.
He said, "Now, I don't have that kind of cash. He said, you're going to have to take that up with the sheriff." He said, "But I can send a wire to him as well, let him know that you're awaiting your payment if you want to hang out here for a while."
I'll look over to Iskander and what's Chris's character? Durian. Look over to them and sort of raise my eyebrows. Does that sound fine?
Skull says, "I want written documentation of the bounty."
He kind of looks you up and down, kind of leaning away from you a little bit, and says, I think that can be arranged."
I'll look above the sheriff and see if I notice the wanted posters of these men.
Once you're inside, yeah, there's a bulletin board on the wall of the main room that you get into, and sure enough,
I'll walk over and I'll grab the 3 wanted posters.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll them up and I'll walk up to Iskander and say, "Here's your written documentation."
Tyrion has actually been listening and waiting, and he has taken out a book and has actually started writing the amounts for each of these men, and he sort of does the underline thing, takes a small penknife, cuts out the page, and hands over the document to the man saying, "Here's your written documentation noting how much you owe us for these bounties. So just please sign here."
Yeah, he'll take your pen that you offer him and kind of look at it and look at the page, and he kind of just makes a large X wherever you indicated that he signed. He said, "That's about as good as I can do for you." He said, "I never learned to write my name, so that's about as close as I got."
Virion says, "Well, I can certainly write your name for you."
He says, "Well, that'd be just fine."
Okay. And your name, sir?
He says, "My name is Albert. Albert Cole."
And the name of your department, sir?
Department. I'm the Marshal of Mournful Valley. Is that a department? You just drop again?
That's going to have to be his department, yeah.
Apparently. He just dropped out of the game. Okay. Okay. Yeah, was there anything else? There he is. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do before you finished turning them over?
I'll walk up to the 3 bandits. I'll say, "Any of you, sorry, no good for nothing scoundrels have any family you want me to notify?" I'll tell them, "You don't want to wait on these guys to tell them."
He says, "Yeah, you can give my regards to your mother." And he spits on the floor in front of you.
Oh, okay. I will spit in his face in return, and I'll say,
"Hey, now, hold on."
I'll say, "Ellis, I'll keep after your brother while you're in this cage."
He says, "Yeah, I hope you do. He'll gun you down in the dirt." where you
Yeah,
belong.
not if he's as good as you are. And I bet you brag you're the best, huh?
He doesn't say much after that.
Skull tries to get his hands on the written document just so he can study it,
Okay.
just for a little bit, like a minute.
No, Virion does not trust this man with his grabby paws.
Well, he's not grabby about it. Just wants to study it.
I would imagine that you could probably at least have gotten a look while the guy was signing it.
I just want to be able to trigger my charlatan ability to falsify documents in the future.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll say it qualifies. Again, I mean, the guy only signed an X.
That's fine.
Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay. So you guys get them squared away in the jail, and the marshal thanks you, and you start heading your way to find the others of your group. And it looks like he's going to get ready to send those wires that he promised. All right. Meanwhile, in the trough, the remainder of your party, you guys walked up as the scuffle spilled out into the street. Walked through the swinging saloon doors. And you close behind you. Throughout the entire effect of those two men brawling and throwing one another through that plate glass window, the piano player hasn't even stopped. He's still, playing ragtime over in the corner. And it's a pretty, jaunty little tune. Probably, your parents would consider it risque kind of thing. But certainly
my
lots of music.
Parents.
Fair enough. But yeah, there's a lot of activity going on in this place. There are games of chance at most of the tables, mostly cards. There are a few women that are working the room.
Of the soiled dove variety?
Yeah, that's probably putting it nicely. The laps that each of them are sitting on are probably not ones that they belong to on a normal basis. As a matter of fact, you probably even see quite a few of them get up from one lap and within 2 minutes is in another lap.
Are there any other Durathians in this place?
Yeah, let's see. Yes, there's one. He looks like he might be Shondo, actually.
Oh. So I'm going to give him a wide berth.
Yeah. He looks like he's currently involved in the woman that is sitting on his lap. He looks
Good
like
on
he's
him.
pretty drunk.
Ah. Maybe I'll point that out. No, we don't have... Oh, halfling is a smuggler. You could steal it, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, maybe I'll point that out to you.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I point over and I'm like, this guy, pretty drunk. Look at his purse right there.
Yeah, not many people pay you much attention as you enter.
Good.
The bartender is busy serving drinks, and it looks like he's having to work at a pretty feverish pace.
People like getting drunk.
Looks like, especially in a place like this.
All right. So, and there's no, doesn't seem like there's anybody of note in here. Aside from the Durathian. Oh, I can't hear anybody.
I hear you, but
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
no, nobody said anything.
Oh,
But
okay.
I will make my way over to the Durathian, at least that portion of the saloon. And Jeremy, if you're talking, nothing.
Yeah, Jeremy can't hear you.
He can't. He apparently can't hear us in chat.
Oh.
Just you and me, witness.
Well, here's to you.
I'm here too.
Oh yeah, Gadwin, that's right. You're so short. Oh, I guess that
We are all
Mad Dog
witnesses
is
of
even
this
shorter.
No, y'all can hear me, I assume.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is all coming.
Yeah, everybody but Jeremy.
What do we need
Gaming
him
from the
for?
chat window is not going to be easy.
No.
Alright, so how drunk are these people getting?
I'm actually not drinking because I don't trust the city.
Whereas Cadwin hasn't stopped drinking.
Making up for lost booze, I see.
That's right.
Mad Dog will start drinking after he deals with the Durathian.
Very cool.
And anybody who has paid much attention to Cadwin in the past notices that while he drinks regularly from his cup and it becomes empty, it becomes full again without him having filled it.
Witchcraft.
Yeah. Obviously very adept at refilling them without people seeing.
Yeah, and I don't know how long we've all been together, but you would probably know that this is about the furthest south that Eagle Witness usually goes. He wanders these whole counties.
Nice. So he's at the edge of his known territory.
Yeah, basically. He's been this way a few times before, but never actually been beyond it. Never seen the sea, that sort of a thing. Yeah.
Alright, so we could actually give a recap of
Still
everything
can't
that's
hear you,
happened
bro.
right now.
Yeah. Wouldn't be so bad. I mean, we were on the train and we had the fight with the gang, and I kicked him in the face. I'm pretty proud of that one.
I shot somebody's head off. That was cool.
Yeah, we all got our shots in, huh?
Yeah, even the little baby dynamite.
Hey, baby dynamite. You gotta watch out. He goes to dynamite.
Civilians got spooked. Did any civilians actually get injured? Do we know?
There were some, I
Yeah.
think, that were roughed
Not
up.
too badly.
He said that some of them got hurt by the dynamite.
Yeah.
And the shotguns that weren't slugs.
Shouldn't have been on the train car.
Yeah, I mean, why are you on a train car where you're getting robbed? Come on.
Yeah, right? They should have known better.
Yeah, just terrible timing on their part.
Mm-hmm.
They should have known those small adult children getting on a train mean trouble.
Yeah, right? Don't trust them. They're shifty folk. So, has everybody been in the, what is this, like the Caldera for a while, or is anybody like a recent transplant?
I'm going to say that Virion is a definite recent transplant, since he's probably spent a lot of his time trying to resist the annexation of his city and so on and so forth. So until recently, he hasn't been in the area, so he's fairly new to this place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Nice.
Cadwin is also new to the area.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got Jeremy.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We were about to take over for you.
We'll answer the question. Skull is a well-known bounty hunter in the area.
Yeah, we had gone over to steal the purse from that other Durathian, I think.
Yeah, we were headed to that side of the with my small stature, I'm actually going to just try to get behind them and under the table, unnoticed, and then whenever she makes a move to coax more money out of him, just by the slightest of touch or what have you, I'm going to try to make my move then. Just that way, if he does feel anything, he's just going to assume that something below his waist is going to be from her.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him bardic inspiration too. Inspiration die.
I just rolled a 19, so it's going to be 24. And then I rolled a 1 with my my advantage that he gave me, I guess. Or can I use the bardic inspiration whenever I want?
Mm-hmm.
But do I get to choose when I use it, or?
Yeah.
I'll hold off then. Gonna make sure to stay out of the line of fire.
And yes, she is. She's going after his belt pouch. She's just doing it in a slower fashion.
Not in that kind of way.
She's going after a different pouch.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll take it over to Eagle Witness. I'll do a roundabout way to get back to him. Then say, "Is this what you're looking for?"
No, that's for you. I just didn't like that guy.
Indeed. Wait a second, what about the fight outside? Cool. All right, so actually, Virian's going to decide not to go into the trough, simply looking at the outside and all of that thing, and he announces to the rest of them that he's going to find a nice brothel to spend his time in, and decides to try to find one. They don't look like the type of people that would know, so he doesn't ask. Okay, so sure, he's gonna take an intelligence check, and sure, or search wisdom check, sure. 20 total on a wisdom check. Nice. Okay. Cool. So he definitely introduces himself there, and he's gonna look for. He's gonna just introduce himself and tell them whom he is, and that he's looking for some people named Clara or something of the sort, and he wonders if there's anybody by that name working there, slipping, of course, a few coins in the person's hand as he enters the doorway. Indeed. Indeed. Great. He says, well, I'm actually looking for someone who knows Clara, and he gives a short explanation without revealing any damning details about why he's looking for her and if she knows of anyone of the sort, indicating, of course, that he'd be willing to pay for the services should she be able to procure this information. Sure. Oh boy. Investigation is done with intelligence. Oh yeah, he gets it. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. Okay, so he gets an 18. Yes. Nice. Right. Okay, cool. So he then gives her let's say 30 gold, and says if a man by the name of Cadwin comes here for a good time, please give him the royal treatment, as it were. And thank you so much for your information. And and he writes all of this information down, of course, and walks away.
I mentioned that we should be looking into what's his face, Wayne Striga, but I don't. Does it look like there's anybody that I could talk to about it, or does it look like I'm like most people are your average person who probably wouldn't deal with me very well? Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tuck my badge in my duster as I walk in.
And I'm just gonna walk up to somebody and say, "I'm looking for Wayne Striga." Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna like turn around and sit at the bar and see if I can see somebody who might possibly be more receptive to me. Yeah. Can I tell what tribe? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. And he's not Durathian, he's a human or something? Okay. Then I'm gonna walk up and I'm just gonna say, I'm looking for Wayne Striga. Can I do a persuasion check or something? Do I have persuasion? Can I do an intimidation check? I'm just trying to get him to tell me what he knows. Like yeah, he said that he hadn't really heard of him, right? Yeah. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. Wah wah.
I want to take the opportunity to be over there with Cadwin, working the gaming tables. I'm going to intentionally try to lose quite a bit of the money that I got off the Durathian in a jovial manner, just joking around with the players that are there to try to buddy up with them, to get them to kind of spill some beans about things that they wouldn't necessarily, to try to get some of the information that we're looking for out of them.
Nice.
Okay, so say that one more time. -1. So -1 again, so -2. +2. Trade die.
I think there's some confusion there. -1 minus -1 is 0.
I see what you're saying. Okay, right on. So that's going to be 13.
Does Skull overhear this? Like, are they talking loud enough that he would hear without, like, having tried to be listening? Awesome. Then I think Skull will probably take off in that direction. Mm-hmm. Along the way, I try and find a deserted alleyway that I can quickly change costumes.
Also, Jeremy, during this time, I'm going to see if I could at least take 1 or 2 short rests. Okay. I think a short rest was that give me my hit points plus my constitution modifier. Roll it. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Eagle Witness needs no rest.
If I notice anyone leaving anyone from my group leaving the tavern, I'll probably walk next to them and ask them if they've found any information. Okay, and who are those? Yeah.
Would this be an appropriate time for him to enter? Right. Right. The best form of dramatic irony.
Yeah. Cadwin, what have you found?
I'll tell you what I haven't found. I haven't found the bottom of my mug.
That's why I carry a whiskey flask on me.
Too small, lad. But actually, he admits that he has not found anything useful, and was just now heading over to catch one of these newfangled moving pictures. He has an idea.
All right, I'll join him. I don't have anything better to do.
Eagle Witness will notice them leaving and head out too.
Varian is returning to the group. And he announces to the dwarf that he notices that there is a request for him to go to a place called the Velvet Curtain where some people are expecting his company.
Have they got any gnomes?
Plenty, he said.
Gnomes?
But only the good kind.
There's not a bad kind of gnome, lad. And he actually pauses in the street and looks toward where the movie house is and toward where the brothel must be. And then he flips a coin. Yes.
Virian's going to try to grab the coin and grab it from the air. He gets 14 on his dexterity check to grab the coin, and flips it back towards the dwarf and says, "I think luck is in your favor. You should probably go and find out what you can."
From the gnomes.
And gives him a wink.
Well, far be it from me to leave one stone unturned. I hear you, laddie. And I actually hand my mug to him and say, that deserves a drink.
Sure. Virian takes the hint and takes a very long drink.
And what race are you again?
He's a human.
Jeremy, what would the standard drink of choice be for a human? This isn't Cleason.
Ooh,
all right.
Boy. Beer.
Because that's what's been in it all day. It's
right. Oh God. Oh God.
It puts hair on your chest, lad.
So. Oh, okay, sure. Oh gosh, he gets a 6 on his Constitution save.
Ooh, it's a hangover.
Oh.
Oh God.
Cough it out, lad. Cough it out. Better out than in.
Right. He's going to use one of the troughs that are lined there to just spew it out and says, "Oh, delicious! I could not have. It's so delicious. I drank too much." And gets out a nice handkerchief and tries to clean himself up, and tries to look in a pane of terrible reflected glass, cleans the glass, and then tries to look at himself and tries to make sure that he's still maintaining a decent appearance.
Just like Mom used to make.
Indeed.
Right, but Skull has changed his costume to look like Thomas Wilson now. Um, Probably not, because I don't think any of them like him very much, so he won't like them. Right, he was on the train earlier and hid as soon as fighting broke out. He's a bit of a dandy.
Oh, Thomas Wilson, you mean Biff? Didn't he play? Didn't he play Biff from?
Who's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thomas
Biff
F.
Tannen.
Wilson. That's hilarious.
Finally found one.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Like a church?
Hmm. And so everything looks out of the ordinary then, because we've never really been here before.
Todd will
Okay.
yell in his chipper, happy Eastern accent, "Hello!" That's what people from the East sound like, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Also, we know what the guy we're looking for looks like, right?
He's a halfling. It's gonna be hard to miss.
No, the guy we're hunting.
Oh.
Okay.
He'd be trying to spread his craft.
You should have been behind the camera.
Oh, howdy.
I heard that there was moving pictures. I would love to see that. I make sure to adjust my glove before I shake his hand to make sure I don't actually touch him.
It is he a stout halfling or a lightfoot?
Hmm.
Well, let's see the comedy, because I've already seen enough people get robbed, and that's scary.
Jeremy, I would like you to act out this movie for us.
Just do it with your hands.
Okay.
So is this a silent film?
Nice.
Wow.
I'll laugh. It's a good funny thing. I'll laugh at it.
What would a Durathian call a human if like white man, you know? Easterners. Glorian. Yeah. Glorian.
That was hilarious. It's almost as good as the ones back east.
Far better, I would think.
Of course, the heathens need educated.
Yeah, Eagle Witness had his pouch pulled out, and he was reaching into it, and then he said heathen, and he was like, and they just put it back.
Thomas will pull out an entire gold to pay him.
And I would like to double that for you, sir, if you can give us a little bit of information.
How were they
That's-
made?
It's actually not exactly what I was looking for, but what about these disappearances?
I'll flash my badge.
No, I'm gonna grease him up.
Go for it.
I'll give him 2 gold.
Oh.
I will now pull out my badge. I'll say I am a sheriff of Briscoe County. I am here currently investigating a disappearance of Hyle Little's. I think Hylam. What's his name? Hylam. Hiram. That's right. Hiram Little's daughter. And we could definitely use your help in this matter.
Thomas throws up his head and says, "I'll be back later," and leaves because he doesn't want any part of this.
Can I
I'm
make an
gonna.
intimidate check against him?
Yeah, I'm also gonna make an intimidation check.
So, yeah. Whenever he says, I'm a fine, damn it. Whenever he says I'm a fine, law-abiding citizen, I got a 8 on my intimidation.
I got a 12.
I wanted to walk up to him and say, I'm not a nice person. Where's Wayne Striga?
Go for it.
Okay, that was 21. Oh, it was 20. It was 21 this time around. So if I
Nice.
can, I actually want to grab him by the scruff of his collar and like lift him into the air when I'm saying this to him. Wayne Striga. Where? Hmm. When will he return?
Dun dun dun.
I'm just going to put him down. And then turn back to the group and say, Easterners, and walk out.
And Virion takes the opportunity to finally turn his attention to this man and say, I've been to the Velvet Curtain before. So where around the Velvet Curtain is this place? And how would you know all of this information? He says, raising an eyebrow, knowing of the unpleasant consequences of not divulging this information. If you don't know much.
I'll say hand over the photographs that you currently have, and I won't mention this to anyone. I'm gonna do a deception check. See if to see if he's lying. Oh yeah, okay. A 16. I'll say take me to that vault.
I actually used to work for a bank. I know a thing or two about vault doors. Three.
Oh, I got a 19. And
16.
So, remind me really quickly, in 5th edition, if you're untrained in a skill, you can still take the full result of the d20, you just don't really add a modifier to it? Gotcha. Okay, so still your ability modifier. Okay, then that would be 18.
And I
Oh
got a
wait, no,
16.
because I'm a bard, so I can use half of my proficiency bonus?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, that's 19.
Nice.
Is that just for the people that passed?
A 10 on insight.
I got a 7 on insight.
19.
Ooh, 24 on an insight.
Do I know what Deloche means? Deloche? Okay. Okay.
Who's currently holding the wand? I'm going to hand it back to the owner, and I'm going to tell him the activation word. And I'm going to say, hold the wand and say the word.
And you should probably put it in that hole first.
There you go.
I'll point at one at random.
We totally have this down.
We got a meat bag, just point somewhere.
Oh.
Nope.
Jeremy, I have a -1.
Nice.
Well done, sir.
Could I make a perception check to try and notice like a clue about which hole the wand key should go in? Okay.
What about a roguey check?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
20? Gross.
Now that's fun.
Why the apprehension? Why in the world did you ever use this vault? I started laughing at him. Who locked the door? Oh. Here's a safe I don't lock and keep wide open.
Pick me up again. I don't care. I'll never tell you.
Halfling, this is humorous.
All these spikes are like human height? But I guess seeing where all the rest of the spikes would enter, is there a way to position myself where none of them would hit me if something were to go wrong? All right, I'll go for it. I'll see if I can get the wand from the sheriff, and I'll try to put it in one of the holes that we found that would take it, and then I will utter the activation word that he told the halfling. The pointy end. Okay. Let's do the hugging and embracing. That sounds nicer. Well, that's a thing. I will flip-flop it. Do the pushing side. Try it again. Rolled an 11. Saving throw? 16. Not yet. That I won't. Well, that wasn't a good idea. 9. Okay.
Cool.
Yes, I will.
Is there a way to use the embracing side to try to manipulate the spikes that are out of the door to try to get them back in? Is there a way to try to manipulate the spikes that have shot out of the door to go back in with the embracing side? Gotcha. And how many holes in the wall still have a spike that hasn't come out yet? I guess. Gotcha.
There are 6 indentations, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And 2 of those 6 have spikes nearby. Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Um. So does it seem like it would be a better idea at this point to try and get all the spikes into the door, or to use the other side to try and unlock the tumblers inside? Okay. Okay. So then, who's got the best reflex save or dexterity save? I guess it would be.
Probably me.
Does there seem to be any type of a pattern around each and every hole that distinguishes that hole in and of itself, or are they all exactly the same?
Hmm.
Is there any way to insert the wand by being out of the way of these spikes that would be coming out? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not me.
I'll ask for the wand, and I'll walk up to another hole that is vacant, that hasn't, I guess, had a spike fire out of it, and do the
And
same one.
I've got cure wound spells that I can use to heal people if we
Okay.
get hurt in the process.
And I'll put in the embracing side into one of the holes.
We did that. It didn't.
Yeah,
seem
the pushing hole I think was the one that we said was unlocking tumblers.
What about trying to unhinge a door and use that as like a tower shield or something?
Hmm.
Yeah, worth a try.
Yeah. Eagle Witness is just going to get out his hand axe and go over and find the hinges of a door and take care of business. Oh, great. So what do these pictures look like? You called me a dirt worship and what now? Huh. Okay. Well, I'm ready to go to the Velvet Curtain at this point.
Or just past it to the.
Well, yeah. I gotta make a pit stop. Just
Yeah,
2 seconds, I swear.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of peril is fine.
I have already
Yes.
had all the fun that was available at the Velvet Curtain, guys. There's no more fun to be had there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's nothing for me to do then.
So I didn't want to interrupt earlier, but Thomas Wilson would have gone there as soon as the sheriff flashed his badge. He's been there for as long as you guys have been dicking around with doors. Okay. Can I tell you what my plan is? My plan, his entire plan has been to pretend he has no idea about any of this, that he heard a famous photographer is in town and he wants to get his picture taken. So he plans to trick him and then pull a shotgun out of a bag that's way too small to hold a shotgun and kill him.
No.
Who would have fought harder, but he badly needs ointment right now.
Real chafed.
Good. I knock. I knock on the door. You knock on. I'm civilized. I pretend to be civilized. I say with my beautiful Eastern accent, I heard a famous photographer was here and I wanted my picture taken. He said, that's fine. It's for my lady friend, though, so let's make a good picture. No, she's back east. I say, well, we could go over there, or we could stay here. You know, just whatever. I should warn you, though, that there's some scary people over at the other place, so maybe we just real quick here. Oh, just a bunch of ruffians wanted to go see moving pictures, and they were being rowdy. Perfect. So now I'm inside his place, and he's assuming I'm sitting and waiting for him, right? Okay, can he see me right now, or did he, like, go into the other room and close the door? Oh, I thought he went into the other room to get his equipment. Okay, then I just wait. I wait patiently. Good, time to make a save. Oh boy, I may have +1 to that. 9!
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Jeremy, where was I? I was positioned where? Is there a window? Did I see a flash? I've probably never seen a picture being made before, so all I know is there was a flash of light and a strange noise, and I'm going through the door. And I mean that in the most literal sense. I am not opening the door, I'm going through the door.
Like the first
He's drinking his way through it.
I was just about to say.
Hello, lad, care for a drink? And I throw my mug at him while casting
Wait, doesn't Varian have his mug?
Ooh.
I didn't take it back, that's fine. Another reason to go barging in. But anyway, I am going to cast a quickened color spray followed by quickened color spray followed by witch bolt.
Beat him at his own game.
I will know momentarily. Give me just a second. I actually had the book open, and of course it's at the wrong page. All right. If he's got, we roll 6d10 to see how many hit points it can affect the color spray. So if he has too many hit points for what it can control, then it doesn't work. And then let's see, looking for save. Hang on. Is there a saving? 15-foot cone or affected in ascending order. Lowest current hit points. Blah blah blah.
Based on you, not the spell.
Okay. All right. So, what do you need to know, Jeremy? As far as that, do I need to roll a 60-10 or will you? All right. You forget how I roll, sir. We've got a total of 14, 16, 24, 30, 32, 38. All right. He's blind. Well, is it? I'm not seeing that he gets a save. Let's see. Okay. And then the witch bolt. Sorry, guys. There now. Too many W's. Okay. I need to make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, they take 1d12 lightning, and on each of my turns in the future, I can do 1d12 more automatically. As long as I concentrate on it up to a minute. No, the color spray just blinds him.
Right, this is not a prismatic spray.
Correct. No, it's color spray, the first level spell. So, Witch Bolt, I will make an attack roll. 22. All right. And they will take 1d12 lightning, so that's 9 points of lightning damage. All right. And basically now I'm just going to be concentrating on that. So actually, Jeremy, this is going to be a DM call. It says concentration up to a minute. It says if I do anything else, if I use my action to do anything else, it ends. Would talking to him constitute an action?
No, it's a minor action.
I would agree. I just wanted to verify.
Or a bonus action.
So I am going to be trying to get him to confess and surrender or die.
I have a question. Will I make another saving throw later? Because I did expect to be knocked out. I thought I would make a save. Don't know why. I just assumed like, oh, it's not going to work on me because I'm so low on Constitution.
Nice. So Virian's definitely going to be making sure that his shotguns and his rifle are loaded and ready to go.
Did he shut the door behind him? Okay, then he now has total cover from me, and the witch bolt ends. So that's I am chasing him. I am leaving my compadre on the ground and chasing him out the door. 11.
And what door did he go through? Okay. So room within his little wagon thing.
I'm sorry, say that again, Jeremy? Oh, that's not good. Is there a window that I can see out of? Good. I stop dead in my tracks and cast Misty Step. I want out of the room. I'm going right outside the window. It's a 30-foot teleport if I can see where I'm going.
And this carriage is big enough that, I mean, a few people could stand in it. Like, it's an oversized carriage, right? Okay. Okay. Cool.
And we're all aware that he retreated into his little bedroom?
I share the information of where he went.
Eagle Witness is
And
going to
Varian
draw his shield and his hand
promptly
axe.
returns Cadwin's drinking apparatus.
Oh, thank the gods!
I'm just going to draw my weapons and start pounding out a rhythm on my drum. Can I go try and heal him? Okay, I'm going to go do that. I'm just going to do Cure Wounds. Okay. I don't have medicine, so I'm not... Maybe I won't check. Oh, hell yeah, I will. What can I do here?
Varian offers up a medical kit to Mr. Witness.
I accept it. Wake up.
I'm awake. I caught him.
Yeah.
My well thought out plan was successful. Where did he go?
You caught him.
Good.
He's trapped inside his little room here. And does he have any like windows into that little bedroom that maybe somebody could put some dynamite through or something? Unless someone has a better idea, and I'll
Well,
hold
my
up
better idea is we just break down the door, point a bunch of guns at him, and say, "You're under arrest." But I got silly ideas. I mean, like getting your picture taken when you know bad stuff's gonna happen.
Well, I have it on good authority. Witness is pretty good at taking a door down.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. Well, someone should go outside the window, though, to make sure he doesn't run.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and Viren's actually going to be setting himself up where he has a decent vantage point, and he's probably at this point going to take out his rifle and saddle his two shotguns on the quick draw holsters in Minerva's pack, and he's gonna get on Minerva, and he's gonna urge her up to a spot where he has a very good vantage point, and she'll fly up somewhere where he has a good shot. He has a sharpshooter, which means he has full accuracy up to 600 feet with a rifle, which he currently has drawn and trained near the building.
I'll be on my horse. Yeah, guns drawn. And I'll also ask whoever has the pictures if I can have those for presenting to him when he comes out.
I'm still just ready for action.
Danny, I am. I take out my pistol, which I actually don't have.
I'm gonna put my hand over the door handle to see if it's actually radiating heat or just the color. I'm gonna touch it with the back of my left hand. I will open the door.
Speaking of Indiana Jones,
Hmm.
I'm gonna. Okay. I'll draw my Derringer, and then assuming he's hiding in that little trunk, I'll flip the trunk open and pull my gun at him.
Can I? I want to come in and cast.
has Cadwin ever seen a magic trick like the disappearing man thing? And we're in a carriage, so look under the carriage.
I'm also going to cast See Invisibility, and for a moment, my eyes turn literally into eagle eyes. Thank you. Oh. Yeah, I would let everyone know that there was a spirit guide here.
What about the inside of the carrot or that box? Can I reach any of it, or would I have to get into?
Oh, I say, I know. Someone jump in, I'll close it, see if you get teleported.
Eagle Witness will do that.
Okay.
I'm going to try to fit in there with him, that way he's not alone. I mean, I'm tiny.
Do I know what the activation word is, or do I just see one and I don't know what it is? Oh. What is the magic word? I say cation. I open the lid. Are the people gone?
Where are we?
I tell them, I call out, everyone, come in here. We need to use a magic teleporting thingamajig.
That's a scientific term.
Thingamajig, yeah.
I make my way in.
Well, I'm going to say that Virion has heard a lot of commotion, so he's certainly come down from his perch and gone in time to have heard a lot of what's going on.
Oh, man. Da-da-da. Killing them?
No, we arrest him for sure. Almost kill them, but arrest him.
Fine.
I say we arrest them, then kill them, or kill them, then arrest them.
Like the second.
These dead men look awfully suspicious. Let's arrest them.
And Jeremy, I never even got to ask the Durathian for some of his blood.
Mm. Oh no, this is fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
so
a
when
blast.
is the next game going to happen here?
Yeah, that was
Okay. Sure.
yeah.
Indeed.
Good job, Jeremy.
Amen to that.
We want to point out we did figure out how we did it, though. That's important.
That's right.
Indeed.